Hi, this is Ken, and I'm here to do a combined book and movie talk. Both titles, the film and the book, are available on Hoopla, so anyone can check them out at any time. The book in question is one of my favorites, George Orwell's 1984, and the film version by Michael Radford is also available on Hoopla. What's interesting to me is the fact that 1984 is still very much relevant, and a lot of you might remember it hit the bestseller list again shortly after the inauguration of our current president. And it has continued to resonate in society despite the fact that more years have now passed between the year 1984 and the present than between when Orwell first published the book in 1949 and the year 1984. So, why is this book still being talked about? Why is it still being read? Why is it still being considered important and prescient? I was actually asking my son about this last night, and his opinion was that, the current times have shown that society has a tendency to shift, and when it shifts in the direction of authoritarianism and totalitarianism, all of a sudden we remember that Orwell warned us about this in 1949. And But despite that, it's a great book. It's just a terrific, terrific read. I mean, for those of you that are unfamiliar with it, I won't go into a lot of detail, but Winston Smith works for the Ministry of Truth, basically reinventing the news, rewriting the news to reflect whatever the government currently wants him to tell the public. He becomes enamored of both the proletarian society and a woman he meets, both of which are forbidden by the state, by Big Brother, and he eventually has to confront his fears and confront this society and this government that has been controlling him. It's just a really great read, and the film version, which Michael Radford filmed in London, or Airstrip One as it's called in the book. He filmed it during the actual time that the book was supposed to be taking place. He filmed it in 1984, as close as he could get to the actual locations where it was supposed to take place. And of course, London in 1984 is very different from London now. I actually went to the pub. My son lives in London, and I went to the pub where the proletarian bar that Winston goes to, and now it's a very upscale, businessman's bar, but it's still there. Um, it's actually only a few blocks from where the BBC erected a statue in Orwell's honor a few years ago. Anyway, 1984 is just, the movie is just a very good adaptation. William, John Hurt is brilliant and perfectly cast as Winston, and it's, both the book and the movie are worth your time. It's uh, not just one of those books that you should read. It's just a book that is very thrilling and incredibly well written and just a great story. And I highly recommend both. George Orwell is as topical now as he ever has been, and it's amazing to say that for a writer who's been dead for 60 years. So anyway, 1984. I also have a redacted edition, which where the title and author are blacked out, which I love. Um, anyway, enjoy. Thank you.